Let's play.
Vaygah.com LP, let's play. Make way for now while the fiancé. Get lost in this walkthrough, live in the game. Just drop the beats and make way for the brains. Haters go rage, QUIT. Gamers wasted in MMORPG. Don't forget your buffs, hey, don't quit crazy. Taste the funk, let it show you the way. Staying up late, making lots of noise. One up to the first 100 coins. You gamers don't play with the blocks and toys. Transcend to a place that don't exist in space. You need help, please come into the LP. It's Cal Lewis on the mic, now I mean we smoking that vice, drinking something nice. Vaygah.com, please come subscribe.
This is Jessica Joy with the Vaygah.com crew for the 5th installment of podcast. And today we are going to be discussing video games versus movies. And we have Deagleson with us today. DKS3A. Kenny.
Hello!
Skating Mom.
We're part of a crew? Oh, I feel so delightfully street.
And of course we have Vaygah.
Hey guys.
And as I said, I am Jessica Joy, and this is my first podcast I'm joining in because I don't have to work. I do Wretched Wednesdays on Vaygah.com, as well as a dual-com Let's Play Bloody Trapland with Vaygah. And typically I'm an FPS gamer, so I am unlike a majority of the rest of these guys in here. So let's get started. The first question we're going to be discussing is, what are some movies based on video games?
Mortal Kombat.
Too bad you will die. The Mortal Kombat movies were awful. Most video game movies are awful. Some games though, some notable ones. Max Payne, which was shit compared to the actual game series. Silent Hill, which is okay, and don't even get me started with the Resident Evil.
Okay,
I will
loved
join
Mortal
with you.
Kombat.
You
I'm
enjoyed
sorry,
the
you
Mortal
go ahead,
Kombat?
Yes, I loved it. It was like one of the first movies I remember seeing as a kid. Like,
Too bad
I don't
you
know.
will die.
I loved it, I don't care. Whatever.
Super Mario Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, with the actual dinosaur and stuff. But yeah, Kenny, you were saying.
I was saying I would definitely agree with you with the Resident Evil movies. Don't get me starting on those either. But the thing with the Silent Hill movie is, it was sort of good because it was probably the most fateful video game movie adaptation that there is. But because of that, general viewers don't understand what the hell is going on.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know me and you are massive Silent Hill fans, and from that, like, it is good. It's just, I always thought of it as a reimagining, you know, like Shattered Memories, and I just look at it as if it were that. It's not in any way, shape, or form canon, but it's just a spin-off.
Now, I like Doom. I'm sorry, there's a lot of video gamers that love the Doom series and absolutely hated the Doom movie. I liked it because the main character was hot. I'm sorry.
Now wait a second. With Doom, was that a movie that was made because of the video game?
No.
Oh,
Hey,
I'm just saying.
keep up to date, woman! Doom was like a massive shooter, like, back in the day.
Well, I know
Like-
what Doom is. I was just saying that, like, now I'm confused what the question was.
Where am I? Am I in a podcast? Holy
No!
crap!
No, I meant like, well, wasn't it like movies based on games? Like the game came first and then they decided to make a movie out of it, right?
Oh no, wait, Vaygah's right. Yeah, Jess, you're wrong.
Oh god, I'm sorry. I failed. First podcast failed.
It's, oh, it's like,
We won't judge.
I will.
There's a couple
So
more
wait-
that pop in my head, and both of them were pretty.
Hold on, let me ask my question first. I'm sorry. So wait, Resident Evil was a movie first, then became a game? I
No!
guess I'm... Okay, so then you all got the question wrong.
You're wrong.
Wait a
Ladies and
second.
gentlemen, we're professionals.
Wait a second, okay? The game came first, right, for Resident Evil?
Yeah.
Okay,
Was that a no or a yes?
That was a
Yes.
Okay, so that means that the movie came after it. So the movie was technically based on the game. So that is correct.
Yes.
Yeah, Jess, you're wrong again.
Okay. Shut it
I'm so lost.
There's a couple
So then-
more that
no,
come in.
up. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm done.
There's a couple more that come into my head, and both of them were pretty terrible. And that's the Street Fighter movie and Blood Rain.
Oh god, yeah.
See, I guess I'm not a big
Fuck.
movie person, so I don't really watch movies per se. So I wouldn't really know a whole lot of movies based on video games.
The Far Cry movie was Tacky Mushrooms, Vegas Brothers are only 10. I'm going to forget this later on. But yeah, Jack Harbour was German. He had no business being German. He is a smarmy American git, and that's why I love him.
You know they made Postal movie as well, right?
I
Mm,
haven't watched.
it's right here, next to me, the Postal movie. Right next to Lion King.
And there is one more, Hitman.
Oh, Hitman's terrible as well.
So I can tell that we're more video game fans than we are movie fans here.
I'm going to throw in the Tekken movie as well. That was abysmal.
It does tend to be though that all the video games that get turned into movies are awful. It's like they take a much loved thing that we love beyond all measurements, like Resident Evil, and then they they poop all over it. They poop, Vega's little brothers. They poop everywhere. Poo is literally flying in every direction like an angry chimp.
I suppose it was forgot to, we have a listener in on the podcast, and it would be my little brother, so that's the reason for Skate and Monk's stuttering. Just a heads up.
I am surprised, you being a fighting gamer, Kenny, that you didn't mention this one, Dead or Alive.
That's because I've not seen the Dead or Alive movies. The only fighting game movies I've seen are Tekken and Mortal Kombat. Oh, and Street Fighter, obviously, because that was ass.
Well, wait a second. Didn't they come out? I mean, I'm not the biggest Final Fantasy fan in the world. I've actually never played it. Don't kill me. But didn't they come out with a movie strictly because of the game? But I mean, it was kind of like the game was a movie or something like that.
Yeah, the Final Fantasy Advent Children, that was canon of the Final Fantasy VII universe, but they also made another Final Fantasy movie called The Spirits Within.
Yeah, The Spirits Within, that's when I was...
Spirits Within was alright, and to be honest, do we hold that in the same context? Because I know the Advent Children movie was developed by the people that actually wrote the story and made the game. I thought it was Square Enix that actually made the film. I could be wrong on that one, if anyone wants to educate me.
Well, I'd say it doesn't matter who made it. I mean, we're just going by what came out first and what was based from it.
But
Well, fair
you
play.
know those Final Fantasy movies, they're not real movies, they're animation movies.
Well, why should the media matter? If it's CGI or live action, it doesn't matter. If it's crap, it's crap.
Hey,
That's-
I don't think that all... I mean, I agree that a lot of the movies that came out from video games were kind of like, eh. And I guess looking back on Mortal Kombat now as a, 23 years old, okay, it was a little cheesy, but regardless, I still liked it. But looking back at, Silent Hill, I went out and I must have bought that movie twice because I lost it the first time, but I thought it was freaking awesome. It scared the living crap out of me, and I had never played the video game prior to the movie, but when I found out, and saw more of it, I was like, man, I don't care, man. This movie is awesome. It scares the crap out of me.
Well, the thing is, with making a film that's based on a video game, the video game audience is much more niche than a broader film audience. So directors have to make the film be, appealing to a lot more people than just the video game fans, which is why they're usually a little unfaithful or crap.
I mean, I quite enjoyed the Silent Hill movie, like I said before. I like the fact that they were willing to go new places with it. I like it when they add to stuff, but don't add too much. Like the janitor, reference in the Silent Hill movie. He's the creepy rapist, and he's got his legs turned over his head and stuff like that. And they added him. He's not in any of the games, but then they do the whole cameo thing with the sexy nurses, and they're not needed. You're not James Sunderland. Suppressed libido, god damn it!
And the Pyramid Head fan service.
Yeah,
So
but
you kinda-
Pyramid Head doesn't give a fuck. I mean, poop. He doesn't give a poop. No poops are given.
See, kind of going off by like what Kenny was saying about how the directors have to appeal to the video game community as well as the people who watch movies. Now, the movies can't go directly storyline in the video games because not always the storyline is the same depending on, what you do, who you meet. It just depends on the game, I suppose. So they can't stay true to the whole video game because sometimes there's just walking down a hallway for like 10 minutes. That would not be very decent in a movie.
Also, it's time constraints as well. A video game usually lasts between like 8 to 10 hours depending on the game, unless it's Final Fantasy, which is 60 hours long. But with films, you've only got like 1, 2, maybe sometimes stretching on to 3 hours to fill in the story.
Yeah.
Right. All right, so that kind of brings us to the next question, which is, what movie would you like to see come from a video game?
Skate Monk, don't you steal my answer. Remember what I said?
So Skate Monk does not steal Vaygah's answer. I will answer first. I would love to see Half-Life in a movie. Half-Life with Gordon Freeman and Barney and all that stuff. I would just nerdgasm all over the place because I am in love with Gordon Freeman. He is the ideal man for me, and I would die and go to heaven if that came out in a movie.
A violent mute is your ideal man.
Oh, God, yeah. It's perfect.
Funnily enough, the same principle applies to me, but with women.
So you're more of a shell. But she's not very violent.
No, she's not a violent person.
Now, I don't see how this would be made into a movie, but just talking stuff. Apparently, I've been hearing Minecraft. They're talking about a Minecraft movie.
How would that play out, though? I mean, it's a sandbox game.
I don't know. I just been hearing about it. I swear to you, I heard something about it, and I looked it up, some information. Apparently, somebody wants to do a Minecraft movie. I think it would be pretty cool. I just can make it a little bit like a, like, I guess a little bit of horror or something like that, especially at night when the creepers come out or whatever like that. But I'm still not sure how the world out know how to play it.
Right.
After the release of the 2013 Minecraft blockbuster, suicide rates tripled around the world as they were subjected to 5 hours of watching a man mine through stone.
See, that it doesn't make sense on how that would become a movie because what? Okay, all of a sudden black screen and then daylight and you're on a desert island and you have to punch a tree. That doesn't make sense on how that would become a movie.
I'm thinking, from the sounds of it, that somebody's trying to make an actual Minecraft movie, like a movie with a totally different plot and storyline, but inside Minecraft, like using Minecraft as the stage.
Like a machinima.
Exactly. Well, I would like to see American McGee's Alice made into a movie, because that has a really cool story, and I think they could go to some really awesome places with it.
Well, the closest thing you get to the American McGee's Alice movies is probably the Tim Burton Alice movie, which could have been much better if it wasn't constrained by Disney.
Well, I think they could do much better. Much, much better than that movie. I mean, I was alright. I mean, I watched it. It was alright. But it didn't have the same exact, like, darkness that the game has. I mean, that game is, like, really messed up.
It had nowhere near as much blood or dead parents as it should have.
Needs
All
more
movies
dead
are better.
parents.
All movies are better with dead parents.
Definitely.
Like that.
Now, me personally, they've actually done like a fan-made trailer for it already, and they actually said who would actually make a good character. I would like to see Metroid as a movie, and they said Michelle Rodriguez could play Sonic.
I would like to see either the Penumbra series made into movies, because I can imagine that'd be a really good film, or Amnesia. Like, I know they're both frictional games, and I'm pretty much ramming my face in between frictional's warm, tasty butt cheeks right about now. But I honestly like the story behind them would be excellent if put into a movie.
I think any scary game put into a movie would be fantastic because people like to get the living crap scared out of them. So
Some
I
people.
agree with you, Skate Monk.
I don't.
Some people. I love scary movies. I hate playing scary games. I love scary movies. Hate playing scary games.
I agree.
That brings us to. Oh, I'm sorry. Go, Deagleson, go. You haven't talked this whole time.
Yeah, I'm like waiting for everybody to finish, but I would like a movie based on XCOM because I'm playing XCOM and it's fucking genius. I'm just saying. I mean, it's a game based on humans taking down aliens, but the aliens are superior in every other way. And it usually ends with you dying.
They have a bunch of, like, not saying, you know, it wouldn't be based on XCOM, but they have a bunch of movies that are like that, but in the end, you know, humans are superior to aliens.
I would say a movie in where we're fighting a superior alien race. Deagleson, you might
they
be onto
lose.
something there. You should head to Hollywood straight away.
No, I'll go with Bollywood and do it cheap.
Dance. Just kidding.
Mass Effect the musical.
Yeah. Perfect.
I'll give you a hint to the ending. It's shit. I mean poop. Poop! Poop!
Spoiler alert.
Everyone. All right, so quite the opposite question from the first question we had asked. What are some video games based on movies?
True Lies.
No, I haven't heard of
All
that.
video game like adaptations of movies are shit. It's just that poop. They're poop. You've got all the latest releases. To be honest, actually, I did enjoy one game adaptation of a movie, and that was Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 was amazing. It was such a good game.
Another one I liked that's actually really good, GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64.
Ah, yes.
I played the hell out of that game when I was growing up.
The what, Deagleson? The what? The shit? The shit out of it? You played the shit out of it in front of these innocent 10-year-olds? God, fucking damn it. I mean...
To be fair, 1 is 12.
Oh, well,
That's
fuck
almost a
me. You should have
teenager.
told me so.
But 1 is still 10.
Yeah, but the one who's 10 probably talks worse than either of us could. I'm not kidding.
Wow, then. So,
Challenge accepted.
Mad love for you, bros.
Especially recently, though, there's been a bunch of, especially like the superhero movies. There's been most of the superhero movies, especially in the past like 5 years, have been turned into a video game. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint like actual games that like based off of movies, because especially like I said, in the past 5 years, like it seems like all like especially like action movies and comic book movies have all been turned into video games anyway.
I think that was probably the idea for like when they first made the movie, be like, hey, we could probably make this into a video game later.
Well, I mean,
Moo, milk the cash cow.
as far as, like, all the superhero comics, like, back in Marvel go, like, which did come first? Like, the video games were based off of the comics, weren't they?
Oh yeah, the comics definitely came first. Comics have been around since like the 60s and even before.
Your age is showing.
Some of them have been good. Like the comic book adaptations, no, I've got no problem with them. I think the Arkham series from Batman like have made it onto my top 10 like must-play games. But it's the movie adaptations that are usually terrible, like with the exception of Spider-Man 2, that glorious, glorious gem.
So one video game that sticks out in my head is Saw. From the Saw series.
Yeah.
That was a video game?
Yes, there was. It was
They-
pretty good.
Yes, there was.
There were 2 video games.
I've not played it. Is it any good?
No!
So that one coming.
They're actually pretty decent. The first one's decent. I haven't actually played the second.
I haven't played the second one, but the first one made me want to literally go into a saw trap myself and not do anything about it.
Me and Kenny are British males, so we're genuinely quite hard to please and very sarky. You
So
should
why
see
do
us
you
when we're
think-
making love.
Why did you not like it so much?
Because it was Silent Hill Homecoming painted over with saw traps. And Silent Hill Homecoming was not good either.
All I need to know.
But there has been one instance that I can think of that where actually the video game was better, way better than the actual movie, and that was actually X-Men's Origin Wolverine. The movie was horrible, but the game's actually pretty damn good.
Well, would the Walking Dead series count? Because I know that was basically like the game is based from the comic as far as I know, but they did have the series come out first, right? Would that
The
count?
TV show? Yeah.
Well, the TV show is based on the comics, and the game is based on both of them, but it's its own non-canon story. It's just set within the same Walking Dead universe. I'm pretty sure, anyway.
I have a feeling I just stole Deagleson's answer. I am so sorry if I did.
No, it's not my answer. The game I've been played that's been awesome and based on the movie was The Chronicles of Riddick. If you guys have played that one, it was first one when it escaped from Butcher Bay, and the second one called Dark Athena. It's fucking genius games.
I've heard of it, but I never got a chance to play it.
One I'm actually playing right now for the 360 is Ghostbusters, the video game. It's kind of based off the first 2 movies, but everybody says that the Ghostbusters game can basically be Ghostbusters 3 because it takes place after the second movie.
When there's something strange in the neighborhood, who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters!
Buster!
Yay!
Busters! Yay! Whoa!
We won't call skating.
No, he'll just run away.
No, I'm very terrible about rescuing people. Oh god, I'm terrible at it. I kill everyone.
He'll be running the whole time going, no, 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 no.
I also managed to kill everyone I tried to save as well. Like, even by accident, like, playing Justina, nobody survived. Played Penumbra, accidentally killed the scientist that I was meant to try and save. I'm just terrible at rescuing people.
And this is why you're a lone gunman.
That sounds sexy. What was
Alright,
that?
friends. Oh, don't worry about that. Alright, friends, the next question is, what game would you like to see made from a movie?
I would like Metal Gear Solid 4 to be made into a game. I mean, that was a pretty good movie.
It was a good movie.
God damn it, Kenny, you stole my answer. Oh man, now I'm going to have to think of something creative and witty, so I'm just going to sit this one out for the next 2 minutes.
I would like to see zombie strippers made into a video game with Jenna Jameson and the Mexican.
The Mexican.
Well,
You know,
there's
Jenna
this
Jameson, that renowned actress, and that Mexican guy. Oh, fuck him.
Well, There was this one part that I absolutely loved in Zombie Strippers where the Mexican, like, he's saying goodbye to his family in the portrait, and he's like, goodbye, Maria, Maria, and Maria. And then he puts on his sombrero, and then he kisses his donkey and goes out with two, like, revolving pistols and just starts shoot. Oh, I laughed so hard at that. But I would like to see that made into a video game. I don't know. I think that'd be kind of funny.
Well, I was going to say something like this is Mars Attacks, but then I realized Mars Attack would be something like what they have now, Destroy All Humans. It's kind of similar.
Oh, that is such an old movie.
I love that movie though.
Me too.
I would love to see, what do you call it now? Oh, I've forgotten the name of it. I would love to see American Psycho as a game.
That'd be pretty good.
That would be an interesting game.
Just so I could murder people. What?
You and your murdering.
I really
help it
just,
sometimes.
I don't have an answer for this one. I don't know. I don't watch enough movies to really, I've never watched a movie and thought, oh man, that would make a great video game. So like, I really don't know what I would say for this one.
I got an answer. That's
Oh,
kind
go
of
on, do
awesome.
some.
Black Dynamite. The game.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, yes!
Yeah.
Dynamite! Dynamite!
Dynamite.
I could let out my inner black man, because I'm sick of being a black man trapped in a cracker's body.
Whoa, now.
I don't know if it's made into a video game yet. If there is, correct me, but I would actually wouldn't mind to see a video game made out of Hancock, the Will Smith movie that came out a few years ago.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be. Never thought about that.
The problem with this, with games like that, is like the same problem with Superman Returns. If you play your game as a really OP character, it sort of gets boring really quickly. I mean, the only entertainment I got was from Superman was taking like a car like full of people and flying out of the atmosphere and then throwing it back at the ground and seeing if I could fly back and catch it before it hit the ground. I never could, and yeah.
Wow.
If I were to like try and think of an answer for, I mean, it wouldn't be obviously something where you're like slaughtering people and, you know, rated M for mature kind of game, but I'd like to see a game made out of Fern Gully. I think that would be like some really pretty graphics with the technology we have now.
Totally agree.
That is a very interesting choice. Ferngully, very underrated movie. A lot of people don't like it, but it's not that bad.
Oh, I loved it as a
Underrated
kid.
movie. Underrated movie? Where did you grow up? Gosh, everyone around here is like, Ferngully, Ferngully. Maybe everyone around here is just gay, but where I grew
Whoa.
up, everyone watched Ferngully. I was talking more towards the guys, I suppose.
Great political correctness there, Jessica Joy. Hey Kenny, do you know what the hell they're talking about? Because I sure as hell don't.
Must be an American thing.
Yeah, surprisingly, they didn't really. Not too many people watched it around here where I live. I mean, I did. I watched the hell out of it, but surprisingly, not too many people watched it around here. That's why I guess I called it underrated because, yeah, a lot of people didn't watch it.
Well, first off, I mean, it was a really, really old movie. I mean, I remember watching it on VHS tape, if any of you remember what that is.
Well, yeah.
What's a VHS?
Your age is showing!
I know what a VHS is. I was making a joke, Vaygah. Laugh! Laugh!
The Laserdisc.
The sad thing is,
Do you know what game I think? Oh, go on. No, go on, DK. You have this one. You have the floor.
the sad thing is, I was just gonna say the sad thing is, since Namor's not in here, I'm the oldest person in this chat.
Sounded like Deagleson was going to say something.
No, I just said Laserdisc.
Ah.
Do you know what I think would be an excellent, excellent game? If it was in the style of like your point and click, like The Walking Dead and other stuff, and like Dexter, I think Dexter would be a very interesting game, like having to hide bodies and stuff like that, and like
Well,
hide evidence.
I was gonna say that, but I could have sworn the other night when our friend Jason was here, he was saying that there is already a Dexter game.
There are two, in fact. There's two of them on the iOS and maybe Android. I'm not too sure, but there's definitely two Dexter games on iPhone.
I bet they're shit.
They probably are. I wouldn't know.
Telltale
Don't judge
Games.
until you try.
If you are listening to me, heed my call. I demand Murderer Games on your point and clicky adventure.
Serial Killer Simulator.
Yay! Murder Simulator!
It's available for iPhone and iPad, and it's iPhone and iPad, and it's got actually pretty good ratings from like IGN and stuff. I got 8 out of 10 off IGN. So
Yeah, but IGN don't know how to rate video games.
That's correct.
Sure they do, if you've got the money.
On a more serious note, I would like to see Train Simulator as a movie.
I've never seen that movie.
Too fast.
It's not a movie. It's a video game.
It's a game.
Okay.
Train Simulator.
Never.
We're on
Will
the
they
question
include
what
like
game.
DLC?
Yeah. Free DLC with... No free DLC. You have to buy each disc for each.
Isn't there like £600 worth of piddly buns or about $1,200 of DLC for Train Simulator?
Something like that. But I would love to see that a movie. That would be the worst movie of all time.
I would love to see Katawa Shouju as a movie, and I'm gonna burn in hell for saying that. And I'll let you all look it up. It's from my browsing of the darker, more creepy sides of the internet, and I'll let you look that up for yourselves, and you'll think, God damn it, Skating Monk, for fuck's sake.
Now, Skate Monk, I'm surprised you haven't said Slender.
To be honest, I'm watching the Marble Hornet series, and I think that's as good as it's gonna get. If Slender Man got a big blockbuster premiere, I imagine it'd be shit. And I wouldn't want to defecate all over Slender Man.
You know what I think of when you said that? I think of like the Blair Witch Project. Like, I could see Slender Man being one of those like homemade movie style kind of, oh, we're going through the forest and that's all we're doing. We're just like a group of horny teenagers getting drunk and wasted, and then our vision keeps blurring. Like, I don't know. That's exactly what I think of.
Well,
Why
that's
is
very
my
similar
vision
to
like
what
an
the-
old TV star?
What's going on? I mean, it's not like it hasn't been done before, right? You know, there have been worse movies.
Like Paranormal Activity?
I actually liked that one at first. I thought, like, when I see all that hype about that, I'm like, I'm not, whatever. And I watched it for the first time a couple years ago, and I was like watching. I'm like, alright, this is lame. What got me was when she got dragged off the bed. I was like, oh, hell no. I couldn't sleep for days after that.
I actually think it's
Sorry.
an actual... I'm interested in the story of Paranormal Activity. I really am quite enjoying the series.
Right, and that's what I liked about the movie, but I didn't like how they tried to make it like it was real, because it's not, and it's all, Hollywood and all that jazz. But I mean, that's another movie that would maybe be a good video game.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm not sure exactly how you would play it or how it would be construed into a video game, because all you see is, the cameras that they set up around the house. Would you be the monster and have to, like, drag people out of their beds?
It's not very often in a video game that you have to be the monster, and, like when it comes to, like, those paranormal or horror games, you're normally, the one person there who's, like, trying to escape. Correct me if I'm wrong.
But in the end, in Paranormal Activity, like, the monster wins. I mean, because he gets what he wants. He got the baby, he got the woman. I mean,
To be
You
honest,
don't
there's
mess
a new one
around with
coming
voodoo.
out.
Yeah, there is another one, I think.
now there's 2 of them. Or was there 3 now?
Yeah,
I don't know.
actually, the one that's coming out is Paranormal Activity 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
It's
Is
based
it
on the
another
girl
prequel?
across the street. No, it's based on the girl across the street who is currently enduring the... Like, apparently you see the boy who gets kidnapped and he, like, stands in a drive, and she's just one of those annoying girls that'll eventually figure everything out, and then you'll just be like, oh, well, good to know that the girl across the street could figure this all out when you were all dying.
Right. So that brings us to our very last question of this podcast is who did it better? The games or the movies?
I think it all depends on which game and which movie you're talking about. From what I heard with the True Lies series, the only reason I know about it is because Sabatini tried to do a Let's Play on it. But he went back and watched the movie, and afterwards he had said in his commentary that the game just didn't do it any justice at all.
I think it all depends on which came first. I mean, if something gets such a cult following that it does adapt into either a video game or a movie, the fans are going to pick up and nitpick the tiniest little things and just cast it aside for those tiny little things because it's not like the first adaptation or whatever it is.
I have to agree with Kenny on that one.
I also agree with my bubby.
Give me all of your agreements!
Yes. I'll give you more than just agreements, Kenny, baby.
Giggity.
For the most part, I agree too. It really depends what it is because movies and video games are 2 different medias.
Absolutely.
If there's a good enough storyline with the video game and or movie, I think it would go good either way, depending on the storyline and how it's all executed. So, I mean, Kenny's totally right. It depends on what came first, the chicken or the egg. The movie or the video game. Is there anybody else, Deagleson, you have not put in your 5 cents?
I know, but I can't remember any good movies that are better as games or vice versa. Sorry.
I think, for my personal opinion, game developers, if you are listening, I think that if you're gonna make your movie or your game into a movie or vice versa, make sure you leave it in the hands of professionals, because nobody wants to play a shit game or watch a shit movie. So if you're gonna do it right. Go to the fans, ask them what they want to see in their movie adaptation of their favourite game series.
Don't ask for fans. There'll just be loads of fan service and pointless
true.
crap. Like naked pyramid heads and canon
Ask
and
the
shipping and
developers,
whatnot.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, Slenderman with the Marble Hornets, that wasn't made by professionals. It was made by just people who went to film school, and the person who made the game isn't a professional game developer. I mean, it just all depends on who it appeals to and how it appeals to them. I mean, they don't necessarily have to be professionals. It just has to be well done and appealing.
Well, to be fair, Slenderman wasn't even that much of an internet phenomenon until someone made a game about it. I mean, Slenderman has been in existence for years before even the internet, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it got more popular because of Marble Hornet. And that's when the whole the fan base came around it, and then someone grabbed the idea and was like, hey, let's do this. And, it appealed to the people at the time because of Marble Hornet.
The Slender game is based off the Marble Hornets mythos, so it's got all the pages of the operator and stuff like that, which is technically, I think, what they call him in Marble Hornets. He's not even called Slenderman. There you go, educate yourself. But yeah, Slenderman's been around for years. He's only just recently stepped on the red carpet of the internet. But there's legends in England dating back to things similar like Slenderman, like a tall man that abducts children. But yeah.
Like Skating Monk.
Yeah, haha.
Except for
Except
Skate
I
Monk's
murder
not
them. I don't eat them. I am tall, I'm 6'5".
Skating Monk's pretty
Jess.
tall. He's
That's
taller
the
than
same
me.
Yeah, actually, Skating Monk is pretty tall, from what I've seen in some interesting dancing videos.
What?
What I'm
Oh,
hearing
God,
here,
I've
it
not
seems
seen
like
that.
there's an ancestor of Skating Monk.
Slenderman's just my ancestor. No wonder why I'm so terrified of him. Vaygah, please tell me you haven't seen the video of me and Kenny dancing to that song back about 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, I definitely saw it.
I've seen it.
The link is in the description below. Oh God, please don't let it be in the description below.
And on that note, because it will be in the description below, make sure to subscribe for more podcasts every Saturday, video game updates about every single day. And I want to thank everybody for watching, and Deagleson, DKS3A, Kenny, Skate Monk, and Vaygah, of course, because she's the boss lady of all this, for joining in on this podcast for video games
hostess with the
versus
mostest.
movies. The hostess with the mostest. And at this time, I'm going to leave everybody starting at the top of the list and Vent to say their peace words, their last words of the night.
I'll just say goodbye. I don't have any fancy thing to say.
Bye bye.
Come on, Monk, let's go be judgmental and drink tea and have crumpets.
That sounds spiffing, except that I'm technically Northern Irish, so I'll drink Guinness, but I'm half English, so I'll have crumpets and Guinness. How does that sound? And shit, bollocks, piss, fuck. Ha ha! Vegas little brothers. Ha 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 ha!
Man, forget tea and crumpets after this podcast. I'm going to get me some whiskey. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Stay gorgeous, everyone. Bye.